Hi everyone and welcome to this new video where we're going to talk about how you can monitor your improvement in melodic recognition skills. The previous video I made was about how to monitor your improvement in chord progression recognition skills, and you can find a link up here or down below to check out that video and see also how you can monitor your improvement in that area. Today I'm going to show you a very similar way in which you can evaluate and monitor your improvement in melodic recognition skills. Before we go ahead with this video, I'd like to show you another video we uploaded a few weeks ago that shows the improvement that our students get in melodic recognition skills. You can find a link to the video up here or in the description section below. Lastly, if you're interested in your training and you're looking forward to improve your skills, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Okay, let's get back to the topic of the video. So I'd like to start this video by explaining why I wanted to make a video like this and why I think you should really look forward to monitor your improvement in melodic recognition, chord progression recognition, and other important in your training skills. There is one main reason, and it's kind of simple. It's because there are many different types of exercises in your training, and a lot of those exercises might not sound really alike real music. So if you're trying to improve your melodic recognition skills, so you want to recognize melodies by ear, that's your goal, and you want to recognize real melodies in real songs by ear. That's the end goal. A lot of music students practice a ton of different exercises to achieve that goal. So you might be practicing interval exercises or other exercises that are not interval based. And some of these exercises, for example, interval exercises in specific, don't really sound like a real melody, and you've probably noticed that. Basically, these are exercises that don't have a real musical context behind what it is played in the exercise. So you're basically listening to notes outside of a musical context, and this can have many negative consequences. One of the most negative consequences is that a lot of people start by practicing intervals, by focusing on interval exercises, and they really can't improve, and they get stuck there for years and years and years. I've made a specific video where I explain all the problems related to interval exercises, and everything that I explain there is also backed up by serious scientific studies. So I suggest you check out that video if you haven't seen it yet. I will put a link up here. That being said, there are other problems that can come up when an exercise like intervals or other exercises are kind of different than a real music scenario, than a real melody, let's say. So the other main problem is that students can even get better at recognizing intervals, can even recognize every interval quite immediately, but this skill doesn't translate to a real ability to effortlessly and quickly transcribe real melodies on the spot. And there are various reasons why this is the case, but we've seen this scenario happen all the time. A lot of students come to us and say, okay, I'm good with intervals, I can do them, I can perform them successfully, but I can't recognize real melodies. I still can't recognize real melodies. I get lost after the first two notes. So this is a big problem. And that's why I wanted to make a video like this, because by monitoring your improvement in the way I'm going to show you, you will be able to easily evaluate whether your training approach you're currently using is being effective or not. And this can be applied to any of your training exercises, any of your training approach, so you can really be independent on evaluating whether what you're doing is really moving you toward your desired goal. Okay, great. As you can see, there's a brief to-do list with the thing that you should do in order to properly monitor your improvement in melodic recognition skills. So the first thing to do is for you to go in the description section of this video and click on the link where you can download the files that we've prepared for you. You're going to download basically a folder that includes a few audio files and an answer file. Basically, each audio file that you're going to find there includes a melody, and all the melodies that you will find are melodies that sound like real music. So this is an important point because, again, we want to monitor your improvement in real melodic recognition skills. So basically, once you've downloaded the files, you want to test your skills right now so that you have an accurate picture of your skill level in melodic recognition skills at this moment in time. So you download the files and then you start testing your skills. How you test your skills? It's very simple. You play each audio file for a maximum of 3 times and you transcribe the melody. So you're going to see 5 audio files. This means that you're going to transcribe 5 different melodies and you can listen to each audio file for a maximum of 3 listenings. And I'll tell you why that's important in a minute. But before going to that point, I will finish this explanation. So the melody should be transcribed in degrees, so in numbers. Numbers means degrees of the tonality, of the key in which the melody is being played in. You don't have to worry about finding the key because at the beginning of each melody, there's going to be a 1-4-5-1 chord progression that is going to give you the key of the melody. And I know that for some of you, transcribing a melody by ear like that is not going to be easy. It will be too demanding, probably, because some of you will need to develop more basic skills before you can go practicing and transcribing a melody by ear like that. And when I say by ear, it means that you can't use any instruments. You can't help yourself with any instruments. Otherwise, you're going to spoil the test. So when transcribing the melodies included in this test, you don't want to use any instruments. Just do that completely by ear, mentally. So you don't have to worry if that's too demanding, if that's too difficult for you right now, because this is just a test, okay? So we want to have an accurate picture of your skills at this moment in time. It's not how you need to practice, okay? It's just a test. So if you can't transcribe a few notes of the melody or even like most notes of the melody, it doesn't really matter. Just take your best guess and move on. And the other important thing is that you shouldn't listen to the melodies for more than 3 times because you don't want to end up memorizing the melodies. And I'll finish explaining why in a few minutes. So basically, after you've done the test, you'll have written down your answers and then you will compare your answers to the correct answers that are included in the answers file, and you will mark down how many correct versus wrong answers you got in total. So you want to remember the total number of correct answers and the total number of wrong answers, okay? So the next step is very simple. You just go ahead and practice your training with the current approach that you're using and that you want to evaluate for about 1 month. Of course, you want to be consistent in practicing your training during this month. And it's very important that during this month, you don't absolutely listen to the melodies and the audio files that we provided. That's because if you're going to listen to them, you're going to memorize them or maybe partially memorize them. So you don't want to do that because then after this month of practicing using the current year training approach that you are following, you're going to repeat the same test again. This means that you're going to take the same melodies, the same audio files, and you're going to basically do the same thing. You will listen to each melody for a maximum of 3 times, and then you will write down the answer. You'll transcribe the melodies using the degrees, and then you'll compare your answers to the answers file. So you can mark down how many correct answers you got and how many wrong answers you got. This way you can easily compare the results of the first test to the results of the second test. And if the ear training approach you were following during the 1 month of practice was effective, then you should definitely see a clear, noticeable improvement in the results of the second test compared to the results of the first test. This is the logic behind how you should monitor your improvement. So you can apply this concept to all sorts of areas in your training and all sorts of other topics too that are not related to your training. And then you can also practice this test again after practicing for another month, maybe trying a different approach, maybe trying different ear training exercises, or maybe the approach you were following showed a noticeable improvement. And so you just keep following the same approach and you repeat this test every 2 months, every 3 months, to just monitor and make sure that you keep progressing, okay? This is a very simple way to do it, and it's quite effective. It's kind of built in our ear training approach. Every exercise included in our ear training method has a clear musical context, and it's very easy for our students to see if the improvement they are having in the exercises are also translating to real musical context too. But again, you can take it and apply it to any ear training approach, ear training exercise that you want to evaluate. Okay, I think that at this point it should be pretty much clear how you can monitor your improvement in melodic recognition skills. As always, feel free to leave comments and let us know your suggestions about the videos that you'd like to see from us. If you have some ear training topics that we could discuss in a video, and we would be very happy to understand how we could help you further with the next videos we're going to make. So don't wait, feel free to leave any suggestions below. Thanks for watching, leave a like if you like the content, subscribe to the channel if you're interested in your training, and don't forget to check out our website, our courses, free trainings, etc. You can find all the relevant links down below. And I think that's all for now. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.